Hello grade 4s. Today we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about some different patterns. So one thing we're going to notice as we do this unit is patterns can be made from any different type of object that exists in the world. So you can make patterns from a drawing you can make a pattern through candy, through Lego. So today my first pattern that I'm going to be making is going to be using blocks. So I'm using these little snap cubes today, and my first pattern, or my first figure in my pattern, or my first block is just right here. So in each pattern, what we're going to be looking at, or in each representation of the pattern, pardon me, we're going to be looking at how many blocks are actually there. So I have different colored blocks, and we're not going to be really paying attention to what color they are, although they might change color. We don't care about the color. We're just mattering about the number of blocks. So here in figure number 1, and I'm going to be starting to log my my pattern here in a chart just to help us. So I'm going to have my figure number on one side, and then on the other side of my chart I'm going to be counting my number of blocks. So just keep it nice and simple today. So in my figure number 1, I'm going to put my 1 over this side. I have how many blocks? Obviously I just have 1 block. So we're going to look at my next figure number, and I'm just going to write F2 for figure 2. In my next figure, you will see that I have increased, clearly, the amount of blocks that I have. So in figure number 2, how many blocks do I now have? I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 blocks in my next figure. For figure number 3, you will see again that I have, I lost one, that I have increased, this one just doesn't want to stay, that I've increased my pattern again by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 blocks in my pattern now, so there's another increase that's happened. Finally, I'm going to look at my last figure, figure number 4, and again, colors don't matter. And we'll see that again, the pattern has gotten bigger. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks in my figure number 4. So now I need to ask myself, what is occurring? What is happening each time my figure increases by 1? So as my figure goes from 1 to 2, we know it's increasing because we can see that there's more on figure 2. But how many is it increasing by? We can see that it's increased by 2 blocks. So there's been an increase of 2 here. From figure number 2 to figure number 3, again, what's happened? If I show you them in comparison, we see that again, there's been 2 blocks that have been added. From figure number 3 to figure number 4, again, if we compare them, that silly little block wants to run away. If we compare them next to each other, we'll see again, there's been that increase of 2. So quite clearly here, I can see that I have a pattern that is predictable and it's repeating. Okay, it keeps happening over and over again. So if I wanted to come up with a pattern rule, a way to describe my pattern that's happening, what could I say? I could say that this pattern is at 1 and increases by 2 each time. So therefore, if I was to make another figure out of blocks, my next figure number 5, how many blocks would I need in order to make that pattern or make that rule? Well, I could apply my pattern rule to figure out how many blocks I would need here. So if I'm not sure how many blocks I would need, I know that I just need to add 2 to my previous number. So I would know that I would need 9 blocks for my figure number 5. So I would just make it by adding a block and a block. If I was to draw figure number 6 and 7, I want you to try to figure out what those next 2 numbers would be. You can comment below in the comments what figure number 6 would be and what figure number 7, how many blocks I would need for each of those. Good luck, grade 4s.